Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming. I know, not Billy Mays, so not cool. So if you guys don't know who Billy Mays is, look up some of his commercials. One of the greatest salesmen of all time. And like I still have OxyClean stuck in my head. But today we're going to be talking about plastics. And again, it just doesn't hit the same as, the way when Billy Mays said it. Rest in peace. We had decades more with this guy. But anyways, if you want to clean your slabs, it doesn't matter what company it's from. It's probably encased in plastic. Doesn't matter what card's inside because the plastic is what you're trying to clean on the outside. You're probably used to getting back cases where you get them back and they've got scuffs or something on them, and you just want to be able to clean it even straight from the factory. And so there's a way to remove most of the minor cuts. Like if you go real deep into the plastic or crack it, there's no way coming back from that. Don't think that I'm showing you guys how to take care of that, but there is a cheap solution for getting off minor scuffs and blemishes on your case. I mean, if it's just dirt, you could probably clean it off with water, but if you want something that'll actually kind of like buff out the scratches and won't hurt the case, I've got a solution for you. So Plastex, here it is. Plastex, you can get it for about $10 shipped to your door from within the United States. If you don't even worry about the tariffs that you have to pay for it. You can't see there's some up here from Sri Lanka, but I would pay 10 cents more and just get it from the United States because that's not a huge cost. And it lasts for a while. Here's when I bought mine back in 2022. I still have my Plastex. Of course, I did get a good deal back then, $8.75. And yeah, for those of you wondering, I do have 119,776 unanswered emails in my Pokemon folder, but that's the only folder really like that, so I'm going to say that I'm not doing too bad on that front. But anyways, let's just get into it. I'm going to show you guys. Here's Plastex. That's what it looks like. It is meant for headlights on a car, so I guess it should make sense for like restoration of plastic because that's what your headlights are typically made for. And it even says plastic, Plastex. I don't know what the X is for, but it did make for a nice catchy name. So we're looking at this one here. You can kind of see it's smudgy, but it's also got like scratches and stuff. So I'm going to try to clean just this side over here, and we'll see what happens. Now, if you don't have a microfiber cloth like me, you could just use a soft t-shirt. That's what I'm doing. Nice little soft t-shirt. It's actually a Pokemon t-shirt. And I've used the same one for a while, and it actually smells a little bit like Plastex at this point. But I'm going to put a little bit on here. Hopefully I won't clean the whole thing so you guys can kind of see the difference. Make sure you shake it out before, unlike me, because you can see, and when I shook it out, it actually got on this brand new playmat. It's like, man, let's get that out of there. All right, so take a little piece of it. Make sure it's a soft t-shirt or preferably a microfiber type cloth. That'd probably be better. But we'll do the wax on type thing. Now this will remove the grime, which you would expect as it is, but hopefully we can see a difference. Otherwise, this isn't going to be a very good example. I'm trying to do it Billy Mays style. He used to take like things that were really dirty, usually some kind of metal pan or your stove or something like that, and he would apply the OxyClean to one side. You would wait 20 minutes and then he would wipe it off with like one stroke. Well, that's not going to happen like with the one stroke thing here. I'm actually going to you got to buff it out a little bit. You do have to put some elbow grease in, do a little bit of rigorous swirling, maybe kind of going back and forth. Now, typically I would hit the whole thing, but I'm using my fingernail, getting in on the sides right there. You do got to work for it a little bit. If you're like me, I don't really care about the scuffs. They're already there. It doesn't damage the card inside, but I'm going to hit this another 10 seconds or so, and then I'm going to show you how you wipe it off, which gets real complicated then. Okay. Just take another part of this, more dry, and you just kind of wipe it off. All you gotta do. All right. Now I know what you're thinking. If it doesn't actually clean out the big scratches, why am I doing it? Well, because if you are a seller on eBay, you know that just the tiniest little scratch could wind up turning into a negative feedback on your account, and it might just be worth it to clean them. But most of the time I don't. I think most people realize you're gonna have minor scuffs on your case, but if it's a really treasured card, or you want to avoid that hassle, Plastex, and it will clean many, many, many cases. All right, so let's see how it did. So you can kind of see on the right side or on the left side, you got the scratches, scuffs, and kind of dirtiness, and then on the right side there are a few light scuffs still there, which you could probably easily get out if you just did it for a little bit longer. worked a little bit harder at it. But it makes it nice and smooth, almost gives it like a glossy look. You can see a little bit of color difference on this right side to the left, and that's not changing the color of the paper. It's just bringing out the clarity within the case itself. That's the whole point. It's a headlight restorator. Restores headlights. I like adding just ERs or restaurating terms. I mean, you could probably go crazy with something like that. But anyways, yeah, so it's not going to change. You know, if you got a crack in here, it's not going to work on that. But like you can see, there's still a little scuff down here. I could probably come back with some more, work on it, and it would buff out pretty nice. But it's going to make it look a whole lot more clear. It's going to make it display worthy. If you have a high-end card, you're putting it on display, you want it to look the best it can, then maybe apply some of this stuff. Give it, 30 seconds, a minute worth of buffing, and it's going to make the card look a lot better. All right, so there it is. That's all I got for you guys. Plastex, if you want it, go grab it off of eBay or your local Advanced Auto or someplace like that. They probably have it. It's fairly common stuff. If not Plastex, I'm sure other headlight restorators would work. Something that would restore your headlights or make the plastic look more clear, take away that fog, take away that extra fogginess that comes along with just being out in the elements. Works great, super cheap, and it will last a long time. And that's all I have for you guys. Sorry I'm not Billy Mays.